All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the Lore Council. This is Cade, of course, and I am here with Keith.
Greetings.
Greetings indeed, and as the title very clearly states, we are going to be talking about probably the most hyped movie of 2021 so far, I would say.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I've seen, I don't have cable or anything, I just have Hulu. But even just watching Hulu, like, I get ad after ad after ad for Godzilla vs. Kong. Like, I was out, obviously we're recording this a week after it came out, but, yeah, even, like, I think 2 weeks ago, I was out at the bar with some of my friends, and, yeah, no, it was just every other commercial on, like, the TVs. It's like we're trying to watch, I think we were trying to watch a hockey game, and it's like every other commercial is, oh, Godzilla, the world needs Kong. And it's like, oh my god, like, yeah, it's definitely a super hyped movie, and judging off of what it did for box office records, especially because of the fact that, like, we're in a pandemic right now, it's breaking, like, all the pandemic box office records. It's already grossed $285 million with a $330 million budget, so yeah, this is gonna make Warner Brothers a ton of quiche.
Yeah, now they appreciate it because there's a time when the big studios wouldn't they wouldn't even shake their nose at anything under a billion.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Godzilla making like 300 million. That's in the middle of this, looking pretty good now.
Yeah. So, yeah. Overall, I guess just for some spoiler-free thoughts, what did you think?
I enjoyed it. Pretty well. It wasn't. I don't think it's like the best thing ever, but pretty good. The human stuff wasn't too intrusive or offensive. The fights looked good. They were mostly during the daytime, nice and clear.
Yeah, and I would say
Great.
even like
But I will say this: this is one of the stupidest movies I think I've ever seen. Just like
oh
plot wise.
yeah, it is straight up like it straight up only serves to set up the frickin' title, Godzilla vs. Kong, which I think is fine. Like, it's a versus movie. Like, that's what you expect. Is the versus part. So
Yeah, it kind of feels like they shoved two movies in here, though.
yeah, I
Because
think and yeah, I would say, like, so my spoiler free thoughts. I enjoyed it. This is my favorite American Godzilla movie, which, I mean, given what's come before it, not that hard. But no,
yeah,
overall,
not much competition there.
no. I mean, considering there's only 4 movies and 2 of them are bad, one of them is just okay. This one, I think, comes out as, like, a great movie. Like, I would watch this again, in 6 or 7 months.
Oh yeah, I would definitely actually watch this again. Yeah.
And this definitely seems like the kind of movie that you could pull up, like, if you got some buddies over, and it's like, oh, what do you guys want to watch? Oh, Godzilla vs. Kong, that movie's dope. So yeah, I guess from there, spoiler warnings ahead. Proceed with caution. Landmines in the water. But no, so I guess obviously we start off, and the movie takes place 5 years after King of the Monsters.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I guess the year is like 2023?
2023, 2024, whatever, or something like that.
2024. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, kind of obviously going from there. We start off, and I really like the opening scene where it's like Kong's just kind of like, he's just vibing. He's just hanging out. And
Oh yeah, and then he gets a tree and just like throws it at the sky and oh no, it's all a simulation.
yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I think we saw that in some of the trailers. This is one thing I should have said. They gave away way too much stuff in the trailers for this movie.
Yeah, but they had to get that. Had to get those butts in the seats.
Yeah, I suppose, but, like, you didn't have to give away, like, a lot of the bigger, like, points. Like, you know how much, and we'll get to it, but do you know how much cooler it would have been if we didn't know they were going to fight on an aircraft carrier?
Yeah, because you're expecting it, you're waiting for it, and then it's not. It's the first battle of the movie, so obviously nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, again, those trailers are the reason people went to see the movie. So
Yeah,
kind of
that
a
is.
catch-22 there with trailers.
Yeah, and that's kind of a thing with like the modern day movies. But no, going forward, we got Kong is visited by Gia, who is the last of the Skull Island natives, and find out that they can she can communicate with him via sign language, which it's pretty cool. I think like obviously like in like the modern day, I think we've taught like various primates to like do sign language, so that's pretty cool. Like Kong's a big monkey, so of course he could
But,
learn to do it.
I mean, we don't find that out until way later that he's learned, like sign language, or that she's taught him.
Yeah, well,
But she somehow taught him while he was under observation in this observation dome thing. He has
yeah,
like, cameras on him all the time. And then also somebody would have had to teach her like American Sign Language, right?
I don't think it's American Sign Language that she's doing.
It's not actual sign language in the movie.
I don't I'm not sure because I think
I guess I'm not an expert either.
no, because I think on the because when they kind of do like the hand thing and it's like like in the subtitles it says like coward. I think she's like her mom that the main Kong lady.
It's not her mom. That's like her scientist handler lady.
Well, no, she adopted Gia, like
Oh,
Dr. Andrews. Yeah, that's her adoptive mother.
I did not get that vibe at all.
Oh no, I did. But no, that
She
is
just seemed like the lady that was like in charge of her.
no, but that is Dr. Andrews. That is like the main person on Team Kong.
Yeah, she was all right.
Yeah, I liked her. She had a really expressive face.
I didn't really care about the little girl at all.
Oh, you're heartless.
And then they didn't really do, because it's just it's a little girl, and there's no music playing. Oh,
Yeah, because she's deaf.
What am I supposed to be thinking or feeling in this moment?
You're supposed to be thinking that she's deaf.
How does that? A deaf person's going to be watching, and they're just going to have no idea anything changed.
Well, yeah, but
That's what I was thinking.
oh no, but most people aren't deaf.
Then why do the thing with the sound? Ugh. I didn't care about her. I didn't care about her at all.
You're heartless.
I don't
You're
care that she's
heartless.
deaf. I don't care about her at all. They do practically nothing to set up her relationship with Kong. Like they just show her she shows him like a monkey that she made at the beginning, and that's it.
Well,
That's their relationship.
they talk about it later that her parents were killed in inclement weather and Kong saved her. So now they're
but
they're
they
like
talk about it. They
they're
don't
like
show it.
they do show
They
it
just talk
because they show that like they communicate with each other.
I don't know. And then I had rewatched Kong Skull Island, and in it, the natives they don't use sign language. They just don't talk at all. They like nod and stuff.
Yeah, but they would have to have some way to communicate. So
Also, it's 5 years later. How old was she when this happened? Was she like 1,
she's
3, or 4, or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, man.
Nah, I did not.
Nah,
Did not care.
heartless.
Did not care. I don't care. I do not care. She was not interesting at all. I don't even think she talked throughout the whole movie.
Well, of course she doesn't talk. She's deaf.
She didn't even. So yeah, she didn't sign anything interesting.
Yeah, she does nice stuff. I liked her. I thought she was a really nice character.
Yeah, I didn't care. And she has no character. Nothing. She's the deaf girl that's in charge of ordering Kong around for the movie.
All right, we get it.
They could
We
have
get
done
it.
a little bit more.
We
They
get
could
it.
have done a little bit more with that, because at least while I was watching, I was kind of like, Kong, like Kong's just kind of going along with this just because. It's because he likes the little girl. That's it.
Yeah, because she's the only person that he trusts.
I guess.
I thought it was a cute relate. It's like a nice play on like because in like the movies, Kong always has like a girl.
Oh, I get that.
And like
No, I get that. Yeah.
it's a nice play on that. I thought it was cute. I thought it was
I
nice.
did not care.
All right,
Cade, you have every right to think that, but I also have every right to think, I didn't care.
That's true, and I hope you don't ever meet a deaf child because you'll just be mean to them.
Hey, I think my dogs heard you just yelling at me through the mic.
Oh no. Anyways,
no, I like little kids. It's just little kids in movies. You gotta do a little bit more for me to care about you.
All right. Well, anyways, we'll move on from Kong and Gia because then we get to In my opinion, one of the weak points of the movie, and that is Bernie, the employee at Apex, who hosts a conspiracy theory podcast. Basically, Alex Jones of the Godzillaverse.
Yeah, his stuff was kind of hit or miss. Some of it was funny, some of it was kind of
I think it would have been... It might have just been the actor. I don't think he was doing a very good job. His comic timing and, like, his tone, it just wasn't funny.
I thought it was pretty funny that his whole strategy for downloading the information was just to be really annoying and, like, needy to the guy.
Yeah, I thought that was, like...
Make him go away.
I thought that was really cool. I like his little thing where he like, goes in and he's like, oh, you shouldn't eat that. Like, those apples are super unhealthy because GMOs.
And then he takes a bite.
And then he takes a bite out of it. I thought that was, like, a nice, like, comic moment because obviously everyone likes apples. And, and then I like his other thing where he's like, oh, here's some hand sanitizer. Use it when you go to the bathroom. I grew it in my own garden.
Oh, yeah. Just really laying it on thick there with the awkwardness.
Yeah, and then, then we get right away, we get some Godzilla action, which I thought was, I think this movie does Godzilla the best out of, like, anything, like, American studios have done with him. Like, he comes up from the ocean, and I don't know if they tweaked his design or if it was just the lighting, but I think his, like, the way he was designed, like, his, like, design, I thought it looked, like, way better than the past two movies.
Yeah, they changed it twice. No, they've only changed it once.
They
the 2014 one, and then they changed it in King of the Monsters.
In the King of the Monsters, and then I don't know if they tweaked some stuff, but I haven't been a huge fan of this Godzilla design. Especially in 2014, I thought he looked awful. And then King of the Monsters, he looks nah. And then I don't know if it's, like I said, if it's just the lighting or they just did little tweaks, but I thought I thought Godzilla looked really good in this movie.
Yeah, he looked pretty good.
But no, then we get some sweet Godzilla destruction.
Yeah, I liked it. Classic Godzilla action, yeah. Yeah, so he pretty much destroys the place while the dude's in it. But then, like, I don't know what happened or who said what, but basically, like, I saw, like, the red thing or whatever, and he only destroys the Apex Labs place. So I was like, just immediately, I was like, oh, okay, something else is going on here. Godzilla, he's only attacking because he was forced to or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like they're trying to make him like, oh, Godzilla's evil now, or but, like, I'm like, nah, he's not. He's doing his Godzilla thing. He'll destroy anything or anyone that fucks with him. That's what he does. Yep,
and obviously we'll get the bigger explanation for that later, but then from here we cut to the absolute lowest point of the film, Madison Russell, played by Millie Bobby Brown, who is just a black hole that just it was just uninteresting. Like, her line delivery, it reminded me of, like, a high schooler, like a high school play. I get it.
It worked for me, but, like, there was this one part where they're about to, like, slide down a thing or something, and then, like, she quickly says her line to this dude and, like, slaps him, but she kind of just quickly said it and didn't really get into the line. You know,
yeah,
just kind of phoning it in a little bit, kind of like
a
monster movie.
I thought there was a lot of that, and it's kind of funny. Like, I think she did a better job at being a character in King of the Monsters, as you know, when she was a kid, and now
fine in King of the Monsters, but the stuff in that was just so intrusive that I just couldn't stand it. Here, it was fine because they just sprinkled it in. It wasn't like smack dab in the middle of the movie either. Oh, here's Godzilla first. Here, let's look at these characters running away.
Yeah, but no. It turns out that she's a listener of Bernie's podcast and basically calls up her friend Josh, who is played by the kid from Deadpool 2.
Yeah, I noticed that.
What
did you think about Bernie being a cool podcaster?
Totally cool and relatable to us cool podcasters.
Yeah, I appreciated that as a podcaster. I felt like the movie was speaking to me personally.
I just think it's kind of like a nice way of, like, doing, like, something in, like, a movie like this, because it kind of puts it very firmly into, like, where everybody has a podcast in 2021. Of course there would be podcasts about Godzilla attacks. So
yeah, and it didn't feel like like what most movies do. It's like, let's just insert this, new internet, technology thing, and that way you'll show how cool and modern our movie is.
Yeah, it worked really well. It wasn't like overly intrusive. But then no, from here we cut over to Nathan Lind, who is a expert in the Hollow Earth and the Apex CEO. And I don't know if you noticed this, but I didn't notice it until they said it later. But the Japanese man with Walter Simmons, the CEO, that's Dr. Serizawa's son.
Oh, yeah. Because I only noticed it later when they called him Serizawa.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, oh, is this like his...
Yeah, I'm wondering now if there was maybe some stuff cut from this movie.
Yeah, it would be interesting if they put out like we know when it comes out on like Blu-ray and stuff. It'd be neat to see if there were any like deleted scenes because Serizawa, like, because obviously like if that's his son, and like
the emotional high point of the last movie was Serizawa's sacrifice.
Yeah, and like that just confused me because like would his son hate Godzilla then? Like,
right, because he gave his life to help Godzilla,
and then his son.
That does not make sense upon review.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I'm like, maybe they should have put Serizawa as the podcaster. I don't know, just anybody but the Bernie guy. I didn't like him.
I couldn't figure out who the the Hispanic Elon Musk guy was. It was just bothering me because I knew he was from somewhere, and I was like, oh yeah, he played the Mexican president in Machete Kills.
Oh,
just random thing.
Cool. And then but no, from there they recruit Nathan Lind, who is played by Alexander Skarsgård, who is the brother of the guy who plays It. Apparently, like their entire family is actors. So.
Oh shit!
I did not know that.
I thought he was the guy that played It. I didn't realize he was a different guy.
Oh no, I think it's maybe it's no. I'm pretty sure it's a different guy.
Something Skarsgård.
Bill?
But yeah, his character was kind of a bit of a flat line there.
Yeah, he gave a really good performance, but yeah, his like story arc I guess wasn't very interesting to watch. But anyways, we find out that he's willing to go to the Hollow Earth because, they have to explain that there's this weird pseudoscience reverse gravity that you have to pass through. It's like a literal portal you have to fly through.
Not really reverse gravity, just like, extra strong gravity, I think.
Or whatever it is. And it basically...
There's like a warp area that leads to the core somehow.
Yeah, that leads to the Hollow Earth, and you go like thousands of miles in like a second. But anyways,
I do like them bringing in the Hollow Earth stuff because that was like my favorite part of King of the Monsters was when they, they showed like the caverns where like Godzilla was underwater, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all these cool ruins and stuff, and like Godzilla statues and everything. I was like, whoa, what is all this? Never gonna get explained, but it was very cool. And they had hinted at the Hollow Earth in that movie,
Mm-hmm.
and then they talk about it a little bit in Skull Island. So I like that they finally brought that, but then this kind of just feels like, I don't know, like it feels like it's half the Hollow Earth movie and then half the Godzilla vs. Kong movie.
Yeah,
I feel like the Hollow Earth stuff could have been an entire movie by itself.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'll probably do like a Kong Hollow Earth movie or something. I don't know. All I will say, however, I didn't like the Hollow Earth stuff. I think it should have been one of those things that's kind of left mysterious to the human characters.
No, but they talk about it in Godzilla 1954.
No, they say that
underground caverns.
Yeah, it's underground caverns, not a Hollow Earth. That's very different thing. Very different things. But no, in my opinion, the Hollow Earth is one of those things that like I never really liked the concept of like Godzilla being like this thing that was worshipped underground by underground people, and then his species had a war with Kong's species. I didn't really care for that.
I thought I wanted to know more. even though I know the answer would be stupid. I want to know more.
It's definitely
I like because as meh as the human story was in King of the Monsters, I did like the overall concept of the Titans and we got to let the Titans rule the earth and live in harmony with people and stuff. That I like that stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean,
So kind of bringing more of it, or what?
I was going to say, just going along with that, like, when you bring that up, it begs the question of where the hell was all the other Titans? Where were they all at, like, in this movie? Like,
Yeah, they talk about it a little bit, like, in the credits of King of the Monsters. Like, they explain stuff like, oh, this Titan went here, and the Titans go back to different parts of the earth, and, like, they heal the planet and, like, make plants grow. I guess we can assume they just went back into hibernation because Godzilla's like the alpha and he like somehow commanded them all to do that, I guess.
Yeah, it would have been nice to get like an explanation of that because I thought it would have been cool if like we would have got to explore some of the other Titans because there was like a big mammoth and there was another Muto from 2014.
Yeah, after like the smorgasbord of Titans we got in King of the Monsters, it's like, we're back to 2 now.
Yeah.
That's all you get. Some skull crawlers.
The least I could have asked for. Give me Rodan for like just a minute, like just Rodan. Just like let me see the pterodactyl. Come on.
Yeah.
But no. So from there, he gets recruited in and explains away some pseudoscience, and then Simmons is like, oh well, we have these heaves, and they're able to go through the pressure of like going through the Hollow Earth, which doesn't make sense because how would they know what to base them off? I don't know. It doesn't matter, but then they go and meet up with Dr. Andrews on Skull Island outside the Kong containment. That's kind of a weird, like, tongue twister. Kong containment. And they basically, like, have a little back and forth of, like, oh, we need to bring Kong to Antarctica so that way he can show us where, like, the power source is. Because that's what Simmons wants. He wants the power source from the Hollow Earth.
Yeah, that's where I get kind of muddled because like I kind of missed what was going on or something. Like, how did they know what the hell the power source is or was?
Well, they just know that there is one, not what it is or where it is. That's why they need Kong to lure them there.
They just need some power that's at Hollow Earth. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, it seems like they find it fine just by themselves. Well, at least the Hollow Earth entrance. I guess they needed Kong after that.
Well, they already knew where the Hollow Earth entrance was. Monarch did.
Yeah. So they just needed Kong once they were in there. Okay, I can buy that. Sure.
Yeah, to like have him lead him there because Kong will just instinctively know because he's like a salmon where. I think they mentioned
swimming
that
upstream to get to his home. Yeah, some shit like that.
And I found that was funny. It made me think of the Futurama nature episode.
Oh yeah.
I just thought that was funny. Anytime someone mentions salmon, I think of the Naturama.
No, I just thought of regular salmon swimming upstream.
Well, see, Futurama's become so ingrained into my mind that when someone mentions the entire species of fish, salmon, I think of Fry as a salmon.
Nice.
And then it translated also into this. So, but no, from there, they put Kong, they like dope him up with sedatives and chain him to a aircraft carrier, and then we go through, and then I think before the Kong fight, we find out that Gia can actually communicate with Kong, and Kong has learned sign language as well, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, but you skipped over the super important character of the Hispanic Elon Musk's hot daughter, who's a total bitch.
Oh yeah, yeah, pretty much. She's there to be like basically, like you said, kind of just like bitchy, evil woman. Maya Simmons, played by Isa Gonzalez, and she's literally there just to be snarky and angry.
Bitch lady who's kind of in charge of things.
Yeah. So no, and then I do like how she's like she had a very like it was a kind of a good like little thing that she would always do, and she never called Kong Kong. She only called him the monkey, which I thought was like a really like kind of a nice subtle way of her like being dismissive about everything without being like, I don't believe this is gonna work, blah blah blah, and she just calls him the monkey. The monkey. Can the monkey actually do this?
I didn't notice that.
Oh no, I did notice that. But no, we find out Gia can communicate with Kong, and Kong can communicate back. And then the next
We,
day,
we've gotten hints that Kong was like smart and could think about things, but that's like confirmation right there.
yeah, and I thought that was really cool. Obviously, Kong, he wants to go home because, he's out in the middle of the ocean, which is probably, for something that has lived on its island its entire life, it would probably be fucking terrifying. Like, you're all...
King Kong, go home. No. E.T. go home?
No. But no. Then we get a really cool scene where, like, Gia's, like, in her, like, little cabin, and she can, like, I guess feel Godzilla in the water, just, like, obviously not, like, sense him like a fucking, like, Jedi or anything, but, like, can, like, feel him.
Feel, like, the vibrations.
The vibrations, and it was really cool, because, like, as the audience, you get to, like, hear Godzilla's roar, like, faint off in the distance. I thought that was a really cool, like, foreshadowing scene. It's like, oh, shit's about to go down. I thought that was really cool. And then, of course, we find out that Godzilla he's cruising. He is a cruising.
Cruising for a bruising?
Cruising for a bruising. He literally swims through, like, 2 aircraft carriers. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, it always just makes me laugh at this point when, like, they try and shoot at Godzilla with, like, the fighter jets and all this stuff, and it never works.
Yeah, like, what are you doing? Godzilla, he, like, eats, like, 3 of the fucking fighter jets or something.
There's a really sweet one where, like, a fighter jet, like, flies over, and then it cuts over to, like, his point of view, and all you see is Godzilla's tail swinging at him.
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, lots of really cool shots here, and then, Godzilla runs into...
I felt bad for all those poor, servicemen in the ships and stuff. They're just getting totally destroyed.
Yeah, there
was like the one fighter jet, that guy who just barely got off the aircraft carrier as it was like exploding and like sinking.
Yeah, which, as if you're in a plane or on a boat in a giant monster movie, your days are just kind of numbered.
Yeah.
Really cool stuff, like all the visuals and stuff. You get a lot of really good...
Pretty good fight.
Yeah, and this fight, it was short and sweet. I like it. Godzilla, like, flips over the aircraft carrier Kong's on, and then we get, like, this really cool... Obviously, you know that he's gonna get out from the chains, but it was still interesting to me to see how it's gonna happen. Because I didn't want them to do, like, the cliche, like, oh, Kong just, like, gets the adrenaline rush and, like, breaks his chains off. So it was cool to see Dr. Lind. He basically, like, as the aircraft carrier's, like, flipped over and it's, like, filled with water like the main deck is, he, like, releases the restraints on Kong, and Kong, like, has a quick little fight with Godzilla underwater and gets up on the aircraft carrier, and then we get the shot from the trailers that everyone's seen where Kong just decks Godzilla in the face. Good stuff. I don't know. I think one of my friends brought it up when we were texting about the movie after he had seen it. And he said, I don't think that an aircraft carrier would be able to hold up 200-meter tall, creatures that way.
Nah, that's fine.
That's fine. That's exactly what I said. I said, I don't care. I'm not watching this movie for the science. There's a hollow earth in this movie. I don't care how much weight an aircraft carrier can hold.
Yeah, in the middle of, like, the dumbest movie ever, I don't think I was thinking about the aircraft carrier being able to hold their weight.
Yeah, but it's super cool. Kong punches Godzilla. Godzilla swings back with a bitch slap to the face. And, then they tussle a little bit more. Then there was one shot I really didn't like, and that's where Godzilla goes back underwater and shoots his atomic breath straight up. That's a cool shot, but then Kong does like a 2002 action movie where he jumps off of the aircraft, off the ship he's on, and it's like a shitty slow motion shot where he's got his like arms straight up in the air with like the atomic breath right behind him. And I'm sure when they were editing that, they were like, oh my god, this looks so cool. I thought it looked like something out of like a bad like 2003 action flick.
I thought that part was fine.
Yeah, it just wasn't for me. It was a little cheesy with the slow-mo.
The fight was a little bit short. It was like probably about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think I kind of liked that it was shorter because it doesn't give away like all the cool stuff they end up doing later.
Oh, and it was 40 minutes into the movie, so it kind of took a while to get there to that action, and then you only get 5 minutes worth. Yeah.
It's all right though. I liked it.
Well, I guess unless you count the opening Godzilla scene as action, but still, 40 minutes to get to the first Godzilla versus Kong fight.
Yeah, but no. After a while, Godzilla does like a sweet kind of like wraps Kong up in like his tail and basically just starts like dragging him down because you know Kong doesn't have gills.
In water, chimps will drown.
But then the military are able to like disorientate Godzilla with depth charges, and then Kong swims back up and pukes out a bunch of water, which I shouldn't have found as funny as I did, but I don't know why I thought that was so funny. I did like my girlfriend tried to have like a science moment. She's like, "How could he hold his breath for so long?" And I'm like, "He's a big monkey. He's got some big lungs. He can hold his breath."
Yeah, right.
Why stop testing the science in the movie where there's a hollow Earth
and a giant monkey and a giant lizard.
Yeah, I can get like stepping in when something's a little too dumb, but Kong being able to hold his breath for a couple minutes is not one of them. But then and then I like the way that they're able to they kind of trick Godzilla by they turn off all the power and then Kong's basically he's on his last legs at this point, so I kind of like that. Kind of
turned off the power?
Yeah, they turn off the power to the boats.
No, I didn't notice.
Yeah, they turn all the ships. They turn off all their power. They just
after Kong or after Godzilla leaves.
After Kong goes back onto the ship, and that's how they are able to get Godzilla to go away.
Oh, that's weird.
No, it made sense to me. I liked it.
I guess I don't know what happened there.
Okay.
Yeah, first fight was fine. It was pretty good.
Yeah. Then from there, they airlift Kong, which I thought was kind of fun. Or no, I think from here, we actually go back to the human trio. And they are basically just... Well, we get a kind of humorous thing where Madison and Josh, they have to find Bernie, and they have to, find him because apparently he douses himself in bleach every night because he might be getting tracked.
He washes himself with bleach in the shower in case he's getting tracked by any organic trackers, I guess.
Yeah, which would that not just
paranoid?
Would that not just destroy his skin?
It would be bad. It would not be good for. Yeah, he would have the worst skin ever.
Yeah, because I don't know. I thought of that. Oh, he would. I hate the smell of bleach. I would never talk to this man. The smell of bleach just makes me nauseous. But no, they're able to find him, and then he in about 5 minutes at a diner is like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna hang out with these two high schoolers now. Because
it's a dumb movie. They're gonna team up, obviously.
Yeah, obviously they're gonna team up, but again, anyways, so yeah, they join and they are just able to sneak into the Apex base that got destroyed by Godzilla.
Yeah, there's no lock on the elevator. It doesn't need a key card. There's no cameras.
No, which I guess maybe because it was damaged. They're like, we don't need to worry about the security. No one would be stupid enough to go through here.
Yeah, and then they accidentally get on the this secret transport, which I guess was used building Hollow Earth tunnels or something like that.
Yeah, it's it's an underground monorail that goes from Pensacola, Florida to Hong Kong.
You think it went straight through the Earth, or maybe kind of around it?
I don't have a clue. I don't know. I don't think that would even work. I don't think there's enough. It would have to. Maybe it is a Hollow Earth thing. I don't frickin' know.
That's fine. Oh yeah, I don't think about it.
Yeah, I don't want to think about it because it's just ridiculous. But no.
Yeah, they were fine. The Australian kid was kind of annoying.
I see. I kind of liked him because he was
just kind of there.
He was there for comedic relief, but I think he did a good job.
Yeah.
But no. Then they. I thought it was kind of neat when they were on the monorail, and they were talking about skull crawlers, and I'm like, whoa, the really lame stuff, the really lame antagonists from Skull Island.
Hey,
I don't like skull crawlers.
Skull Island was pretty good though.
I really like the Skull Island movie. It's just I don't like the skull crawlers.
Why not?
Just the design for them. If they would have had 4 legs, I'd like them.
Oh.
I get it. It's supposed.
I think they're fine.
I get it. They're supposed to be creepy because they only have like the 2 legs and then the weird body shape. But did not vibe with them. And then from there, we go to Antarctica, and they do the whole thing. They go into the Hollow Earth, and the Hollow Earth stuff is pretty cool. I thought.
Wait, I thought you didn't like the Hollow Earth stuff.
I did. I liked seeing it. It's just I wish they wouldn't have explored it.
Yeah, the Hollow
but
Earth
it was cool to see. It was watching it at home. I didn't get as disorientated, but watching it in the theater, I got a little bit disorientated by like the mountains on the roof and the floor.
Oh,
I thought was just a little interesting to watch, and then I thought it was pretty cool. We got like another little action scene. One of the heaves gets destroyed by a flying snake monster. I guess you could call it
like a knockoff skull crawler with wings or something.
Well, not really knockoff Skullcrawler, but like a flying snake.
Sure. Oh, and then at some point, I think we see like a giant lizard eat like a giant crab or something.
Yeah.
And it like smiles at the camera or something.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. It was cute.
Yeah, but no, I liked the fight that Kong had with the 2 flying things because he just bodies one of them right away, and then the other one he's able to fight off. So I thought that was cool, and then he starts to like eat its brain.
Oh right, yeah, he just like guzzles down all its blood and stuff. He's like, refreshing.
Yeah, as you do.
So in the middle of that, I was like, yeah, so what the hell's going on here? Is this like the Hollow Earth movie or what the fuck? They didn't advertise the Hollow Earth stuff at all.
Yeah, no, that was very interesting. I was really intrigued that they did because I was like you. I thought they were just gonna forget about the Hollow Earth stuff. But no, I like the stuff where they're in. I wish they wouldn't have explored it, but I'm happy with what we got. But no, we go from there, and then we get a big crab getting eaten by a big lizard, and then, well, at this point we probably would have cut back, I think, to the trio, and they end up at the Apex place in Hong Kong, and they stumble onto a test for Bump Mecha Godzilla, who has a terrible design.
Yeah, the design was not that good. He looked like if Reptar from Rugrats got like a robot version of him. He looked like Mecha Reptar.
Mechatar. No,
Mechatar. More like Megatard.
Got him. No, I did. I had seen like the toy that came up for Mechagodzilla, but I'm like, oh, it's gonna have to look cool on screen. No, it looked blech.
They really nailed it with the action figure.
Yeah, pretty much. It was shinier, but yeah. That was the only.
The eyes weren't very intimidating. They're just kind of dumb looking.
No, and just the way that it roared, it was too like robot-y and not enough Godzilla-y.
Maybe.
If that makes sense. I don't know. Anyways, it's no...
It just sounded like an electronic version of Godzilla's roar, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. It was pretty cool the way it just like bodied the Skullcrawler and lasered it in half. That was pretty dope.
Yeah, but we get like no explanation for like what he's powered by. I feel like they just ran past the explanation for his like brain, which is like Ghidorah's skull or something, and then there's like a fucking dude in there.
Yeah, well, I think, like, their power, when they talk about it, I think it's supposed to be, like, they're trying to use, like, conventional, like, power that you
they
can,
just
like...
have him, like, plugged into, like, the wall or something, basically?
Not like that, but, like, it's, like, stuff you could find on Earth. Like, on, like, the surface of Earth.
Because after he kills the Skullcrawler, it, like, powers down.
Yeah, because they were only able to reach, like, 40% power, I think. But, yeah, then from here... After that, I think... Well, and then the kids are... No, they're not discovered yet. Because then we go back to the Hollow Earth, and Kong finds, like, this throne room, and this is I thought it was
this is where it gets
real fucking weird. And then he finds an axe that's made of a Godzilla dorsal fin.
Yeah, and so there's like, I guess there's like Kong skulls littered around, and there's like drawings of Kong peoples, I think.
Yeah, and there's like a statue of Kong and stuff.
And they got like the throne. And there's all these like pillars that look like they were designed by humans, like people that could think. Like this whole room, has like, it just looks like it was made by somebody, right?
Yeah, and this...
And like, did the freaking giant monkeys make this shit? What the hell happened?
Well, I think they mentioned that like ancient humans like lived like in the Hollow Earth and stuff. So they would have made this. But this is what I'm talking about when I don't like the Hollow Earth stuff. Like, there shouldn't be like a Kong society. There shouldn't be a Godzilla society. Like,
Godzilla society, no.
We live in a Godzilla society. Bottom text. But no. And then Kong, it's supposed to be like such a cool shot. He like sits down on his throne with his battle axe, and I
thought that was cool.
Nah, I didn't like it. It was a little too meh for me. Cause
I thought he was looking pretty badass there.
He looked badass, but like when you think about it, it's like, why is there a throne room? I guess obviously, haha, he's King Kong. But yeah, then they basically start to Kong turns on the power source.
Oh yeah, he puts like the axe into the wall, I guess.
Yeah, he like puts it's in like a notch on the ground.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, and then it turns on, and that alerts Godzilla, who had landed in Hong Kong.
But here's the thing: so when it turns on, there's like this little like drawing on the floor that gets outlined. It's like a Godzilla-looking shape.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to mean that like it's Godzilla power or something that's in there, or they have like a bunch of dead Godzillas in there or something, or?
I don't know, man. Like, it's just like with the whole weirdness of the Hollow Earth lore.
So somehow they got.
I thought it was just supposed to be like a little way of like foreshadowing of like, oh, Godzilla and Kong are gonna have to work together even though they're ancient enemies.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. Oh, and Godzilla just blasts a hole right through the center.
Oh, no, we weren't there yet, because I was going to say Godzilla, who was attacking Hong Kong, obviously because Mechagodzilla's there, he senses, like, the presence of that energy, looks 90 degrees down, and blasts a apparently 1,000-mile-long hole into the ground and into the Hollow Earth where Kong and his team are, and they're able to.
They yell at each other through the hole, I think.
Well, I don't think they were actually able to like see each other there or whatever, but I think it was just supposed to be like a cool shot, which it kind of was. Like you get like God. Okay, and we're back after a small technical difficulty, which is unfortunately bound to happen when you have to record over Discord. But, no, we were talking about how, basically, Kong, he goes up, and we have the fight that everyone's been waiting to see, round 3. He climbs up through thousands of miles in a matter of moments, and Godzilla, for some reason, doesn't just blast him as he's, like, crawling up.
Yeah, he's a good sport.
Yeah, nice big lizard man. I will say that, like, I really enjoyed, like, seeing Godzilla as, like, an antagonistic force again. Obviously, in, like, the American movies, or, well, the last two by Legendary, he's been kind of like the good guy superhero character, so I'm really glad that they, started showing him, like, destroying stuff, even if it is at, like, for, like, the good of everyone, because he's trying to, like, destroy, Ghidorah's, like, skulls.
When he's getting into Hong Kong, doesn't he just like walk through a bridge?
Yes.
It's some awesome classic Godzilla collateral damage.
Yeah, no, it was really, really cool. So then we have their fight, which I thought is like one of the best Godzilla monster fights we've had forever. Like, obviously, King of the Monsters is like lauded for its monster fights. Unfortunately, We had mentioned it earlier, where like weather effects and like the lighting and everything just like sometimes made it hard to see, and it's you're supposed to be getting to see these two big creatures fight each other, and it's like you kind of have to like squint through half of it. Here, even though the fight is taking place at night, like the way it's lit, you can tell it's nighttime, but it's not overly dark.
Yeah, you get the neon lighting on the sides of the buildings. You can see everything very clearly.
Yeah, no, it was really, really cool. Really, really glad you can see it, and yeah, we get like a good, nice fight between these guys. No below the belt punches or anything, and yeah, we get the only.
Kong is using the axe. I mean,
yeah, that's fair though. It's that's fair. He found it. That's fair game.
At least the trailer thing makes sense now, where he was like shooting the atomic breath at it.
Yeah.
So now. No, I'm sorry. I was thinking again. I should stop doing that.
Oh, no, you're good. But no, I really liked it. Again, there was only one shot I didn't like. Kong, like, takes the roof off of a building, and it's like a circular disc. And he does this weird, like, slow motion spin move that I was like, why is this in slow motion? It's only highlighting how fucking weird this, like, movie he's doing is. And then for some reason
I can't remember that part.
He like grabs it and it makes it look like he's gonna discus throw it at Godzilla, but then he ends up like it momentarily blocks Godzilla's atomic breath, and then it gets like blasted out of his hand, and then he gets his axe back, which was lodged into a building, and you get the shot from the trailer where he bonks Godzilla on the head and knocks him out.
But then Godzilla gets like super pissed.
Yeah, he wakes up like a moment later, and he goes, fucking pun intended, he goes apeshit on Kong, and he just he claws up his chest. He's like biting him. It's brutal beatdown. Oh, I will say though, I forgot to mention this. There's a nice homage to the original King Kong versus Godzilla, where Kong sticks the handle of his axe in Godzilla's mouth to prevent him from doing the atomic breath. I was really glad they put that in there. That was like a nice little Easter egg if you're in the know.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, very famously in King Kong vs. Godzilla from the 50s, 60s? 50s. Early Godzilla.
60s, probably.
Third Godzilla movie, King Kong vs. Godzilla. Kong shoves a tree into Godzilla's mouth. And so we kind of get the similar scene where he gets the handle of the axe shoved into his mouth. I really like that. But then, yeah, round 3 of the fight is Godzilla just beats the piss out of Kong, just kicks 7 shades of shit out of him.
And it basically kills him, or at least leaves him for dead.
Yeah, he is left for dead, because then Dr. Lind, Andrews, and Gia show up, and like Gia says, like, oh, I can feel Kong's like heartbeat, and he's like dying. He's gonna die. And then they use the heave, which they had previously established, like, uses enough electricity to light up Las Vegas. And they basically...
we're forgetting what happened before.
Oh, yeah, where... well, I think this is where it's revealed to us that Mechagodzilla is, by the trio with the kids... it's revealed that Mechagodzilla is like piloted by like Serizawa's son, and it's like connected to King Ghidorah's skull, and that's how it's like powered.
His brain, I guess, is in there, and it's like a supercomputer or something. Yeah,
which as soon as I saw that, I'm like, oh, this definitely won't go bad for humanity in any way at all.
Yeah, I actually didn't see that coming. I guess Ghidorah's skull just took over the Mechagodzilla.
Yeah, pretty much that's what happened. Once they get the Hollow Earth power uploaded and turn it on.
That was completely stupid. So the whole point of the movie doing the Hollow Earth thing was to get this power source in there. But then all they really needed to do was just analyze it, and then they could, like, replicate it or something?
Yeah, but I think it's just, like, they had to
that gives, like, Mechagodzilla more turbo juice or whatever, and then...
Yeah, basically. Yeah, but then I like the scene where Simmons is like giving his like bad guy villain speech, and everyone is like staring behind him. He turns around and just, oh shit, and then gets crunched, And then
Wasn't that like the second oh shit in the movie?
yeah, if there was one earlier, I don't remember. I don't remember where. I don't remember.
Yeah, that was pretty satisfying.
Yeah, no, I like that. You see the bad guy get his comeuppance by his own baby, his own creation destroyed him in the end.
At that point, that's when the story is really freaking off the rails.
Oh yeah, at this point, like I'll get to it in my thoughts, but like it gets resolved really quick. Like Godzilla and Mechagodzilla have a cool fight. As much as I don't like the design of Mechagodzilla, he's got some sweet abilities. Like he's got like the booster pack to like, and he's like, you know, doing that stuff. He's got like obviously he's got the big laser from earlier. Him and Godzilla have like a fucking like Dragon Ball Z like beam battle. Cool stuff.
Oh yeah. That was cool.
Yeah, watching that.
Like, the Harry Potter thing, like the wands.
No, not Harry Potter. No, please.
No, it's so cool.
But no,
I guess they do. Nah, whatever.
Yeah. Anyways, they have a cool fight, and yeah, Mechagodzilla's about to beat him up, but then they basically just defibrillate Kong with the heave, and he wakes up. And I really like the scene where like he like pushes his shoulder back into place, like he pops his arm back into his socket.
Oh yeah, that was cool. He just like rammed his shoulder into a building.
Yeah, I've seen like athletes and stuff do that, so that was pretty cool. Made a really gross fucking crunch noise. And
then we get the super cool, wholesome, team up against Mechagodzilla, which everybody predicted.
Yeah. Well, as soon as I like, and granted, it was the only thing I got spoiled for me is that Mechagodzilla was in it. I'm like, oh yeah, like they're gonna team up to fight Mechagodzilla, and they do.
Probably nobody probably predicted though it would be like Kong loses, but then they team up against Godzilla or Mechagodzilla.
Yeah, I had definitely had my prediction about how it was going to go. I thought it was going to be... Because obviously we see the axe made of the Godzilla spine, and we've seen it in the trailers and stuff. I thought that like Kong was going to like, kind of beat Godzilla up in round one, and like one of his spines was going to fall off, like whether Kong tore it off or punches it off or whatever. And then using his big monkey brain, he's going to craft the axe.
They just give it to him.
Yeah, they just give it to him. He just finds it from another dead monkey, and then
I did like the part where Godzilla used his breath to power up the axe, and then King Kong's like, just like, what did he do to Mechagodzilla's head?
Well,
he chop it off or something.
Well, yeah, because first he chops off Mechagodzilla's tail because it's about to like stab him because it's got like blades at the end of it. And then, basically from there, that's when Godzilla charges it up, and then he cuts off the tail, like dismembers him, basically pulls like a Obi-Wan on Mustafar, like cuts off his legs, his arm, and then I think just beheads him.
Yeah, Kong just like goes totally apeshit on him.
Yeah, no, it was pretty cool, and then he holds up like the Mechagodzilla skull as his trophy. Which I thought it was interesting. I didn't think that like once I found out Mechagodzilla was going to be in it, I didn't think Kong would be the one to kill him.
Yeah, it was kind of giving both fans, a little bit of a win.
Yeah, obviously like Godzilla wins that fight between him and Kong, but then Kong is the deciding factor in the Mechagodzilla battle. So I thought that was cool, and then basically after that we get they basically it's obviously not literally, but they like basically like shake hands and agree to disagree and be buddies. And
we get the classic Godzilla walking back into the ocean to go do his thing.
Yeah, I was so glad that we got to have that. Like Godzilla actually, like we get that. I think because at the end of 2014, he doesn't do that, does he?
I don't remember.
I know. I don't think he does. Obviously, in King of the Monsters, he doesn't. Because he has the pose with the shitty weather effect and all the Titans, and then so it was cool to like see Godzilla like go back into the sea to go vibe in his cave.
Indeed. Well, his totally destroyed temple now.
Yeah, his nuked temple. And then we get a nice little shot of Kong in the Hollow Earth. He's he's just
yeah.
vibing, and they're all down in there, and they play some kind of nice little wholesome song I didn't know the name of.
I didn't like the music choices they had in the because there was a few scenes with Kong where they played like weird music. Yeah, it's kind of out of place.
I kind of liked it because I think it kind of sounded, and it probably is like music's from like the 70s, so it kind of tied back to Skull Island for me, kind of like music from that era. I liked it personally. Didn't know any of the songs, but I thought they fit well. Like, I really liked the one at the beginning, and it could be the one that they play again at the end, and they kind of bookend the movie with the song. But no, it was like a nice, wholesome, kind of like chill vibing song, you know, something you'd listen to out on the lake. And
the Hollow Earth ending, that was definitely cool, and definitely made me want to see more of that, the Hollow Earth stuff.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not really sold on them doing like expanding into the Hollow Earth. At this point, I'm not sure if it's been confirmed or not. If like the MonsterVerse will continue.
I mean, with numbers like
these, and I was gonna say like
stupid not to do it.
Yeah, but I think at the same time, I think the way that they have the agreement set up is Toho can't make any more Godzilla movies until the American ones are done. So I think at this point it's probably up to Toho if they want to like allow them to continue with the rights or if they want them back.
Oh.
Yeah, because Toho hasn't made a Godzilla movie since 2016, so.
Shin Godzilla, right?
Shin Godzilla, yeah. But, no. So overall, I guess, you know, after we went through the discussion, do you have anything more to add?
It's just a fun movie, you know, not the best plot, probably just the perfect example of like a dumb movie plot that's just there to get things along, get things from one place to another. You don't have to think hard about it. In fact, it's better if you just don't think about it at all and just wait for, you know, big monkey, big lizard fight.
Yeah, pretty much. It's definitely... I don't know. Did you have more that you were going to throw out there about that? Because I kind of had a little bit I was going to add.
No, but I guess I would just I think the best one of these movies to integrate the human part of the story into the monster part was Kong Skull Island.
Oh, definitely.
It had not only did it have the most fun human story, but it integrated it the best with the action and the story and everything. It's really good, even though the movie like Skull Island compared to King Kong 2005, it's like shit compared to that, but Skull Island compared to the rest of the American Godzilla movies, it's like a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah, I would say.
Do more of that. Not because like the action was good in Godzilla vs. Kong, but the human stuff still needs a little bit of a tune-up. Like the writing is really just ooh.
Yeah, and I definitely. Well, overall, I think this is easily like the best Godzilla movie produced by an American studio. But like I've mentioned like several times, like Millie Bobby Brown, like it was distractingly bad for me. And of course, you know, I probably couldn't do better. I'm not an actor. But that's just me as like a watcher. I thought the action was really good and it had really cool choreography to it. And I had mentioned, I really liked the reference to the original King Kong vs. Godzilla fight as well. And this was me. I know you didn't really care for it as much, but I thought Kong had the perfect like humanization with his relationship with Gia. I thought it was really nice. And it made him really easy to root for. And like obviously since he's like, you know, monkey and like, you know, related to, you know, monkeys are related to humans, like it's easy to like show him being a bit more anthropomorphized, where like you can kind of like see his emotions a little better, and I thought that was really nice. It made him really good to root for. Godzilla being a menace to humans, I think it's a great change of pace, even if people, you know, I'm sure some people are going to be confused as to why like he would ever attack people in general, because, you know, in the Warner Brothers legendary movies, he's kind of been made into like superhero Godzilla. I would say the human drama and the kaiju action, it was the best balance we've had in an American Godzilla movie. And design-wise, like I had mentioned again at the beginning, it's the best we've seen Godzilla look since Shin Godzilla. And he had a lot of really cool menacing shots, like from like the nose on, like where you're looking at him straight on. I thought those were really cool. Mechagodzilla, however, was god-awful, and we should have talked about it before, but the whole resolution to him breaking free of Apex's control, it got resolved so quickly. Like, He didn't go on a rampage. He didn't do anything. He just went straight for Godzilla, which I guess since he's going off King Ghidorah's brain, I guess makes sense.
Yeah.
He just wants to beat up Godzilla. The Hollow Earth,
just really weird.
Yeah, definitely. And the Hollow Earth, like I had said, I wish I was fine with what we got, but I wish they wouldn't have explored it. But I think, and again, the biggest thing that I think I'm glad they did is they didn't do the King of the Monsters route where everything is in like pitch blackness with weather effects. I was really happy with that. Yeah. And then the last thing I guess I would say is, and I haven't really mentioned it because just the soundtrack for this movie, it was such a big step down. That's one thing I will always praise King of the Monsters for, is its soundtrack was great. And this one I thought it was a bit more forgettable. I wish they would have stayed with kind of what King of the Monsters did and like kind of updated, I guess, some of like the more classic Godzilla music.
Yeah. When I was watching King of the Monsters before Godzilla vs. Kong, I noticed when he gets resurrected by Serizawa, they're playing the military theme from Godzilla 54.
Yeah, no, that was awesome. Like, yeah,
I didn't notice the music too much in Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah, no, me either. It was a little, like I said, it was pretty forgettable. It was a big step down. I guess the big important question going into the movie: who did you think would win, Godzilla or Kong?
Well, I wanted Godzilla to win, and I just think Godzilla should win in a fight between Godzilla and Kong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I didn't think there was going to be an actual winner. I was thinking team up.
Yeah. I was gonna say going into it just to be a bit of a contrarian. As much as I love Godzilla, like I kind of wanted Kong to win just to
piss off Godzilla fans.
Not to piss off Godzilla fans, but to
your own people.
Kind of just to I don't know, stir the pot on the internet, make like the internet nerds angry.
That's what you do for everything.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
I don't like Batman, even though I love Batman the animated series.
I don't like that. We don't need to talk about Batman. We're talking about Godzilla. I kind of want to. No, just like from watching Kong Skull Island, which actually I only watched a month and a half ago for the first time, I think.
Oh shit! Wow.
Yeah, so Kong, I think just it was a little bit of recency bias as well. Like I had just seen Skull Island, and Skull Island was super cool. So
the first time I watched it, I didn't think it was that great. Like I was just comparing it to the 2005 King Kong movie in my head the whole time, and I didn't know any like the background stuff with like monarchs. I wasn't paying attention to any of that.
Yeah, and I think because you had mentioned it earlier that you didn't like the two compared to each other, but I think it's kind of an unfair comparison because they're obviously two different kinds of movies. Although I will say, as much as it like horrifies me on the inside, I do really love the 2005 King Kong.
Why does that horrify you?
Because it just some of the parts are just too scary for me. I'm a little child.
Oh. But yeah, that one, it's like an epic. It's an epic movie, and then
it's
Kong Skull Island, it's more like a simple, fun action movie. But I guess just the settings and the story are so similar. I was just comparing them the entire time. The first time I watched it, second time I was only comparing it to the other movies in the Godzilla legendary universe.
Yeah, the MonsterVerse.
This is actually like the best one of these, just in comparison.
Okay, so before we wrap it up, then, what would your MonsterVerse ranking be with the 4 movies? Putting you on the spot.
Looking at it like objectively with like my own.
Yeah, just like your subjective opinion. Yeah, that's what we want.
Yeah, best one for me, just looking at it now, would be like Skull Island.
Mm-hmm.
Right below Skull Island just had great action, and they integrated so well with the story. But Kong Skull Island, and then Godzilla vs. Kong, and then King of the Monsters, then 2014.
Yeah, I would say Godzilla vs. Kong is my favorite, and then literally millimeter below it is Skull Island, King of the Monsters, 2014. But yeah, basically with Godzilla vs. Kong and Skull Island, it's like 1A and 1B, basically. But you can't make it a tie because that's cheating and it's lame. And I'm glad we didn't get a tie. And I was going to say, I'm glad we got a winner between the two of them, because it would have been so easy for them to have a stalemate and then fight Mechagodzilla so nobody gets mad.
Some people had a problem with it, but I thought it was fine. I thought he, seemed like he beat him fair and square.
Yeah, well, and now they're basically 1-1 because in the original King Kong versus Godzilla, King Kong wins. Now Godzilla, he got his win back, so they'll have to set up for the rematch, the tiebreaker.
I also feel like they muddled the whole win-lose thing with basically having Godzilla lose to Mechagodzilla, and then Godzilla and Kong have to team up to beat him, and then Kong delivers the killing blow. So they kind of wanted to throw a bone to Kong fans so they wouldn't be too butthurt at the end of the movie.
Yeah, I could definitely see that where they wanted to like balance it out and give Kong the big final blow. But and I've seen this as well. People were like, "Well, of course Godzilla has to win. His name is first," and it's like, "Oh, shut up! That's such a lame way to predict it." Because obviously, like, it's like a shared billing. It's like when Mike Tyson would have fights, or like like if there's like an MMA fight or something. It's not, just because your name's first doesn't mean you're winning or you're the bigger like draw or anything. Because it's I like ironic as like successful as this movie has been up until this point. I'm sure Skull Island was the highest grossing MonsterVerse movie.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, that was really surprising to me when I found it out. I think a year or so ago, when I had watched King of the Monsters for the first time, and I just went out and then just as I do, like I'll go and I'll like Wikipedia some stuff and look up some cool fun facts, and yeah, I found out that Skull Island I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure this is gonna break it, but that's the highest grossing one, so it outgrossed. Well, apparently King of the Monsters was a huge financial letdown as well. So
Back then, because I'm pretty sure it probably made like just under $1 billion, but they were like, "Oh, not a full $1 billion. Kill the whole franchise."
Yeah, I'm not sure about how much.
There's this part in the Looney Tunes Back in Action where this like lady's talking to like the Warner Brothers executives. The brother is Warner, and she's like, "My films have grossed $950 million." And they're just like, "That's not $1 billion."
Yeah, no. Yeah, at the box office, King of the Monsters only made $386.6 million against a budget of 170.
Oh, fuck! Holy fuck! That is really low.
Well, most movies don't make $1 billion.
No, but I mean, like for like big movie, stuff. Like for a movie that's that freaking expensive, you'd think it'd make more money.
Yeah. The Godzilla 2014, $529 million.
Oh shit! So they went down.
Yeah, like that's, and then let's see, Skull Island, we got $566.7 million. So I think it just barely edged it out. So yeah, but no, people were hyped up for Skull Island, and I think rightfully so. It was a sweet movie.
2014 probably just made so much because people were hyped for Bryan Cranston.
Oh, definitely. But no, before we spin off into a whole weird other review, did you have any other last words to add, or forever hold your peace?
Nah, the movie wasn't, totally offensive.
Okay,
pretty enjoyable. I would say the dumb story does hinder a lot, for me and all that. But yeah, the fights are cool. It's not, it wasn't, the human stuff wasn't horrible. So I guess I'm gonna give it like I give it a solid 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. All right, I was gonna ask my final question. What would your rating be? But you got me there. Perfect C. I would say it's probably like a 7 point, like a solid like 7.6 out of 10. Like, I would definitely say it's a slightly, just ever so slightly above average Godzilla movie. And as far as like the MonsterVerse goes, it's a great movie. But I guess with our final rankings and just little fun facts about the MonsterVerse out of the way, this is Cade from the Lore Council signing off.
This is Keith. We'll see y'all later.